Welcome everyone to an awesome showdown between Captain Morgan and the forces of Khorne going up against Konstantin and Kislev. We're going to be here on the Tzeentch Wastelands, and if you enjoyed today's video, do feel free to leave a like and subscribe as it really helps the growth of the channel. Now, starting at the front here for Kislev, we are going to have 3 units of the Horse Archers, and in the back we are going to be having, I believe, 3 or 4 units of the Corsairs, backed up by a couple units of the Armoured Corsairs, Stealthy as well here, bringing the Armour Piercing, and the Triple Elite Zargard, including one of the great weapons for anti-infantry and Armour Piercing. So for the hero, we are going to have the Frost Maiden of Tempest, here with just the spell of the Hailstorm, but very good Armour Piercing values, making it really good up against the Khorne's infantry. The Lord of Choice is going to be Konstantin on a bear, here with the Ursun's Ward, and then also Lullaby, so lots of healing. Over here on the right in the trees, we are going to have the most elite cavalry offered in the Kislev roster with the Griffin Legion. Super strong here with 72 charge bonus. Of course, 100 armor with the bronze shield, but they really rely on getting that cycle charge, and it's where they perform at their utmost best. So, with Captain Morgan leading the forces here of Khorne, 5 units of the anti-infantry dual weapons. These berserkers are super strong up against most of the Kislevite force, as it's majority infantry. We are going to be having the double cultist of Khorne here with the gate summon. Of course, this is going to be the old rules for fruit rules, so you were allowed to at this moment. For the Lord Choice, we are going to have the Herald of Khorne, who's going to be having the Revel in Slaughter, as well as the Hellblade and the Locust of Wrath. In behind him is going to be the Blood Shrine of Khorne, a fantastic motorbike-looking entity with the Totem of Endless Bloodletting, and then also the Gore Feast. That's going to be supported by 4 units of the Spawn of Khorne. Now, don't get it wrong, these bad boys only have 10 armor, but 190 weapon strength, unbreakable, and they will shred through most of the cheap infantry on any roster. So very strong stuff coming from both sides. Going to get a bit of a skip on here, as it's going to be just a little bit of a shoot and scoot in the middle. We're going to see Horse Archers shooting forward. They have 3 armor piercing per missile, and then they're going to be 60 models there. It's going to be about 180 armor piercing if every single shot hits. You can see some good chip damage coming out of the dual weapons in the front. So it's really going to be adding up here as we come to the front of the Kislevite force. Now, as we get in good scooting and shooting, Konstantin comes forward here, I think, to block off the Blood Shrine. The Blood Shrine doesn't really want to come into contact with Konstantin. He's got too much mass to push through, and the Blood Shrine really suffers. But we also don't want the Blood Shrine on top of our Elite Zargard. That's what they do very, very well indeed. And moving through the Spawn of Khorne, the big chunky boys are going to be charging on the Stealthy. No, they rampage! And then they thump straight into the Witch, who gets yeeted halfway across the battlefield. She's going to be trying to get away, but the Spawn of Khorne have a different idea. They're going to be getting those big arm swings, the over kind of and undercuts coming as they slash straight through the Maiden herself, and she is suffering. Look at the damage coming out here. It looks like we are going to be having the Locust of Wrath giving plus 40 melee attack, 88 in total, but she is getting deleted. She's going to be down to 920 health. We have used By Our Blood. I believe that is going to be all we wrote there for the Magic and Kislev. Konstantin going to be fighting here. We are going to be using the Lullaby as we scrap up against the Herald of Khorne. Of course, he's going to be slashing with that plus 113 melee attack. That is ridiculous as he carves through Konstantin. As he's on fire, he's also going to be struggling to kill there as well. Stealthy firing into the front line up against the Spawn of Khorne. They are going to be rampaging. And we do see here in the back the dual weapons now compromising the Cossars. In the majority, we do have a summon in the back that's going to be firing and fighting here up against the Stealthy. Horse Archer is going to be shooting into the front, a second and final summon of the Bloodletters, compromising in the back here up against the Armoured Corsairs. Horse Archer is going to get away. They have 92 speed and mobility, really going to be quite handy. And looking here for the cavalry. So we are going to be finding, we have the Griffin Legion rear charging up against the Spawn of Khorne. Doing some lovely work here in the front. I love these ginormous blue lances as they charge in with this gold armor. It looks so goddamn cool. In the middle, we are going to have a broken unit of the Zargard. The Cossars will be quickly following them. And look at the rampage coming across the battlefield here from the Khornite forces. The Spawn are doing an absolute damage pile on top of the Kislevite forces. We do see Konstantin really struggling in the middle. He does have 75 armor. It's okay, it's not huge, it's not bad either, but Spawn of Khorne really will shred quite nicely. We do have the Chaos dual weapons. They're going to be fighting alongside, and Konstantin is just trapped. There's no way for him to get out. We don't really have anything of any mass here to push him out. Now, we do have the Horse Archers firing in the back. The Stealthy getting compromised here by the Herald of Khorne. And so we are going to be using By Our Blood, and then also Cossars here also falling to the dual weapon infantry. In the back, we get a return here of the Zargard. We have the Griffin Legion, kind of a bit still, kind of getting hit behind by the Berserkers. They're going to be doing some good damage up against the Elite Cavalry, but they do manage to get away. Hopefully they can get in the back here and start clearing up some of the rampaging spawn of Khorne. Horse Archers still shooting, getting full ammunition usage there. Corsairs coming back to the fray, but it looks like they're going to be meeting the end of the battle axe here of the dual weapons. No, it looks like they're going to turn and run, and I definitely don't blame them. In the middle here, going to try and save the armoured Corsairs are going to be the Zargard, the great weapons, ready to try and see if they can thump up against the spawn, who are exhausted, but they will still go. They do not care who's in their way. They're going to be slaughtering everything in their path. In the back, we have dual weapons, the cultist, and then also the Lord Choice come to the fray to fight up against the great weapon heroes of Kislev, but I think they're going to be dying in droves here. In the back, the Lord Choice is going to be running away. It looks like it's actually going to be chasing up against the Blood Shrine here, and that's a pretty good catch. But it's like he's going to change his mind. He's going to come fight up against the spawn of Khorne, trying to see if he can isolate a few of the Khornite infantry, which is pretty smart there. Trying to see if he can catch a few off guard. Use your Lord Choice with some good weapon strength to try and see if you can delete it nice and quickly. Armored Corsairs fighting in the middle up against the Khorne dual weapons. Pretty even fight there, I must say so. And then we are going to have the Corsairs breaking on the left-hand side. So a good resurgence here. We are going to have Griffin Legion, Horse Archers fighting up against one unit of the dual weapons. Captain Morgan here getting spread just a little bit, but unfortunately the Streltsy will more than likely be going off the battlefield. No! They come back right on the edge there. That is so lucky. The gun infantry are going to return to try and fight here for Kislev. Horse Archers get trapped up against the spawn of Khorne. More Horse Archers fighting in the middle, and unfortunately here Khorne really is going to be struggling. He's going to be fighting against the Blood Shrine. We do have that plus 40 melee attack thanks to the Locus of Wrath. Maybe get a Horn of Khorne here after as well. You could really start deleting the infantry pocket here. On the side, it's like the dual weapons might be losing down to 24 models. Oh, it's pretty damn close. We're going to be wavering 7 leadership up against 33 models, 1.9k here for the Corsairs. So it looks like here, for the first time, we are going to be running in the front line. The dual weapons really suffering, but I love it when they cross those battle axes and slice together through up against the armoured Corsairs. It's super fun for sure, but it looks like, unfortunately, the battle axe infantry are dealt with. So we have Streltsy, and yet again, the Zargard great weapons do return. It's only 9 models, but these bad boys really do pack a punch. In the back, we break the dual weapons. Going to be chasing off there with the Horse Archers. Very clever stuff. Corsairs going to be in behind the Griffin Legion. These boys certainly want to come in together and fight as a squadron. In the middle, looks like the Horse Archers do break. I don't know. So Khorne is going to be in the back here up against the Blood Shrine. I wasn't sure if he was going to be alive at this moment. Looks like he manages to get away. Trying to see if he can save his Streltsy. We still have 36 models left. They're going to be firing into the front, but they can only run so far. They can certainly try and hide, but I wouldn't recommend it here on this land battle. Now we are going to have the dual weapons, trying to see if they can get through. And there we go. The motorbike is in, and he's just going to be deleting all sorts of forces here of infantry in the middle. And Khorne, tail between his legs yet again, he's going to be running away here from the Khornite forces. Captain Morgan playing very well, keeping all the units together, and probably be one last push here of the remainder of the forces. So dual weapons haven't broken yet. It's going to be 68 health, negative 29 leadership, and they're still going to be having 5 models, which is quite impressive considering they haven't shattered yet. But it looks like the balance of power is going to be in the Khorne favour. They are going to be isolating a unit of the Corsairs. They were shooting here into the pockets, but unfortunately, they're going to be really, really suffering here. Getting isolated, more mobility with the Blood Shrine. Unfortunately, Khorne can't really get caught out. We do have the Griffin Legion charging forward. I don't know what we can isolate here. Not much. I think the Griffin Legion are going to have to come in and round and behind here, probably. Try and see if we can break a few units with a rear charge, but it's looking really, really tough. Corsairs shooting into the front line. Armored Corsairs have run out of ammunition. The Horse Archers in the back still really suffering. We still have Streltsy. Streltsy do need to turn and burn where we can. And it's like very smartly here, we are going to be charging towards the Streltsy. So we try to use the Khorne ability, but unfortunately Griffin Legion is too quick. They get out of there nice and quickly. Good attention to detail coming out of the Kislev player. The dual weapons still going to be fighting. 3 units going quite strongly here. We do see the Herald of Khorne. He's going to be charging up against the Zargard. He'll delete these in a matter of seconds. But we do see him alongside Uhtred finishing that off. It's going to be a charge, a rear charge coming amongst the Griffin Legion. Trying to see if we can isolate the hero and Lord Choice. Dual weapons do a good job. They can try and see if they can push in towards the middle. We have the Blood Shrine kind of clearing up the backside here of the Corsairs. Literally, it's going to be a bit of pinball there in the back. Lovely work indeed. Streltsy down to 14 models with a break, and the second cultist coming back to the battle. Now, Corsar's going to be shooting in the front. We have dual weapons doing some nice work. They're just going to be covering the infantry very, very quickly. So we are going to be using By Our Blood for Kostaltyn, By Our Blood for the Griffin Legion as well. No, there's something going to shatter, and that's going to be army losses. GG's, and well played there for the forces of Khorne. Very, very nice stuff indeed. Really, really well played. Of course, Captain Morgan, now a bit of a veteran when it comes down to land battles. He's been playing for quite a while, and it's still very enjoyable to cast your game. So thank you very much for sending that in, my friend. Now we are going to be having the Herald of Khorne here. 1,360, 950, and 470 for the Cultist. 300, 420, 1.5, and 950 for the 4 units of the Spawn of Khorne. Absolutely love that. Fantastic indeed. I've never seen so many coming to a battle, but yeah, would love to see that again. 1,044 for the Blood Shrine of Khorne, with 612, 700, 815, 550, and 940 for the dual weapons. So Kostaltyn coming in at 1,073, 170 for the Tempest, with 480, 730, and 430 there for the Zargard. 1.2k there for the Elite Griffin Legion, with 725 and 930 for the Streltsy, 523, as well as 580 there for the Armoured Corsairs. Cavalry with the Skirmish here, the Corse Archers coming in at 515, 840, and 930, with the Archers coming in at 380, 280, and then also 236. So, what an awesome game. I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you did, please feel free to like, so smash that. Feel free to subscribe as well and comment down below. I've been your boy Logic. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very, very soon.